Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Game Vine, and my name is Dave.
Trevor. Chris.
And this is Ganny. Say hi, Ganny. And he's visited us on today's review because we are doing a game that's called Here Kitty Kitty, right? Kitty. And this is produced by Fireside Games. They make some pretty good games. One of my favorites, personally, and I think that you've played it, was Castle Panic.
Yep.
Have you played Castle Panic?
Castle
That's right, you played it. Yeah, so it's just a tower defense game. This is a little bit different, but I can kind of see their own personality in this game based on some of the games that they've actually made. Now, Here Kitty Kitty is kind of basically all about cats, and you're trying to bring said cats into your yard and get them even closer into your house, and by doing so you accumulate points. And the cutest thing about this game is the tiny little kitty cats, wouldn't you say, boys? I mean, they have different poses and they are different colors, so I like the production of this game.
Not bad.
Yeah, do you guys, what do you think what type of game is this? Kind of a little bit cutthroat, wouldn't you say? I mean...
there was a lot of everybody screwing each other over in this game, for sure.
Great crazy cat people.
Yes.
Over here.
Crazy cat ladies, or old men in this case.
Yeah, so we definitely gave it a shot. That we want to tell you more about this game. So without further ado, let's show you what comes in the box, and then we'll explain the rules and give you our opinions. So let's go. Alright, so here's what comes in the box of Here Kitty Kitty. The first thing I'm going to go over are the cards. They're standard production, not great, but good enough to stand up to the test of time. The art on them are just, I love it. They're cute. The titles are really neat. And there are different ones like instances and defensive cards, but I'll go over that a little later. Now, you also have the player cards that tell you what you have to do on your turn and how to score at the end of the game. Very helpful. I like that as well. The next thing I'll go over are the boards here. They are decent standard quality as well. They will stand up to the test of time, but might see wear, just like I said with the cards. So everything I think is in the medium range of production with the cards and the cardboard, but each one of the boards that you get 6 of, the art is different. So some are better than others, but it's just a little bit of flair. I like that they went that route. The art in this game, I think, is adorable and done right. But that's not why you are here. You're here to see the main course. Oh, well, probably that's out of context. That's kind of bad. But the kittens here and the cats, they come in different colors and different poses and all the cuteness. You can see the detail. I hope that picks it up pretty well. And you can even paint these and make them look even cuter if you want. It wouldn't take too much. Just kind of do their eyes and maybe give them little spots or stripes. That would be kind of cool, as long as they maintain their integrity, because the colors in this game matter. So those are all the components besides the rules and the see-through box, which normally I wouldn't like, but this time it kind of fits it. I like it because it shows off the kittens. But now let's get into how you use these components and go over the rules. Let's go. Alright, so here's the game set up for Here Kitty Kitty on 3-player count. Now, the first thing that you will do is take the deck and take all the instant red background cards out of it, and then you're going to allot the appropriate amount of hand limit. Like in a 3-player game, it is 3 cards. You'll deal that out and then add the instant cards back in. Because when these are drawn, they happen immediately. Just like Cat's Pajamas, all players who have at least 1 cat of every color in their property can add 1 cat of any color to their porch from the neighborhood. This is the neighborhood, this is the yard, your property, porch, and house. So we'll go over that a little more later. Once you've done that process, you are now ready to play. This game is really simple. You pick a starting player and they do one of these 3 actions right here, and they can take 2 actions. Now they can do 2 of the same or 1 of the 3 in any order that they want. Now the first one is really quite simple. Move 1 cat. Now you can move it from the neighborhood onto your property from the yard, and then take another action and move it from the yard to the porch. And moving happens just like that. Very, very simple, but it might be something that would help you in the long run. You can move from the porch to the house, but just because the cat's in the house doesn't mean it's safe. We'll get into that a little later. Now, the second action that you can do is play a card. Now, there are different cards in the deck here, different backgrounds. This is a defensive defensive card, and it's kind of specific, and it doesn't take an action most of the time, and it'll say that. But this is more in response to somebody like taking your cat. But this one right here, no cats can be stolen from your house by a cat burglar. Play immediately at no action cost when the cat burglar is played on you. So basically it's an alarm system. These won't cost the action, but the cards that do cost action to play are the purple background. Now these are going to help you. These are really powerful cards, and that's why they cost an action. This one here, Sail Cat Litter, move 2 cats from your porch to your home. So instead of using the move action to move 1 cat, you can do these action on the cards and put 2 of these right into your house. And as you can see, more points are allotted for the porch and the house, and there are other points that you're going to be doing at the end of the game, which, like I said, it's really cool that they have the scoring on the back of each of these player cards. The last card that we are going to go over is the instance cards. Now again, these are just when they are drawn, they are played, and then you would draw another card, because at the end of your turn you always have 3 cards or 2 cards depending on the amount of players in your hand. So you could have a chain of instants happening and you'll continue to draw. But fireworks here, all players move 2 cats from their property to the neighborhood. Now normally these are going to be bad, but there are some good instant cards in the game. I love how they're very punny. The art is just adorable, and I'm not going to go over too much, but I'll go over some of the art here. You know, free to go home, just move 1 of your cats from the neighborhood right to your house. That's pretty good. This is the cat burglar. Like I said, very specific on some of the defensive cards. The names are going to be there. These cards right here are basically placed under your house, and then cats go into them, like cat bags, beds more of. This is special need cats. There are other ones that are like adoptions, or they basically go under your house, and there are special cards that take cats from these cat beds, but normally they are going to be really hard to take out. But that's why those are there. But I'm not going to go over all the cards. I want you to find out this game yourself. But that is the other action that you can do. The third and final action is basically just discard 1 to 3 cards. So you're setting yourself up for the next turn and drawing up, and after that, like I said, step 2 is the draw up phase. So that's all you're doing, is taking 2 actions, playing cards, trying to get cats into your yard, porch, and house. And there is a end-game scoring, which I'm going to go over to right now, but the end game is very simple. When the last card is drawn, the player that drew it gets 1 more turn, and everyone else would get 1 more turn to do whatever they want with their 2 actions, and then you would do end-game scoring. So let's go over end-game right now. So they were very kind to add the end-game scoring on the back here. You can make copies of this and have a whole bunch at your disposal. But first and very simply is the property scoring. You will score 3 points for every cat on your porch and 5 for every in your house, including all these little cards that you might have at the end of the game. So you'll do that, and then you'll get 5 points for 5 plus black cats. So if you have 5 or more black cats in your area, you will get 5 points, and that goes for every color as well. So that's another strategy that you can do, is try to get a whole bunch of those colored cats and get 5 points for that. And then the next one is 5 points for 1 of each color. So if you have 1 of each color on your property, you will get 5 points. Now it doesn't stack, it only happens 1 time, but if you have 1 of each color on your property, you're going to get that 5 points. And then you will start to get 3 points for the most of every color that you have on your property. So if you're the white cat lord, you will get 3 points. If you are the gray bearer, you will get 3 points for that, and black and orange all will have the same effect. Then we go down the line here. You will then get 10 points for 1 of each color cat in your house. So you get 5 points for that same effect on your property in general, and then you will get another 10 points if you manage to do it in your house as well. And then the last scoring thing here is best in show. What's that? Well, that is a specific card. It says if you have this card in your hand at the end of the game, you get 2 points. Now, if you didn't know that, you would be looking at this score sheet and say, what is best in show? And you would make up a house rule like we did, and then all of a sudden we found out that there was a card. That was kind of a little quibble thing that I didn't like. Some of the, you have to know the deck and then know the rule book to have the full concept of this game. But again, that's just a minor quibble. Once you get past that, this game is really easy to pick up and just know what to strategize for, what you're going for cat-wise, and just play these silly cards and play this cutthroat, adorable cat game very easily. So now that you know how to play, we're going to tell you what we actually think about this game and give it a grade. Let's go. So that is basically everything you need to know about Here Kitty Kitty to start playing. Now, as we always do here on Gamevine, we like to critique and grade things because that makes us feel more important about ourselves. And I'm going to stick with a percentage and or letter grade. What I am going to settle on for this game is a 76, which is a mid-weight C. And if you get up into the 70s and to 80s, that is like a pretty good game. So I would say that I did enjoy this game. Going into it, of course, you see the adorable kitties all around, and the cards, the art is really neat, and I love the titles. A lot of the charm is there as well. And it being a 70% game for me, it's nothing like earth-shattering, but it's a decent play. I didn't expect too much out of this. I am a cat fan. I do have a cat, but not overly into felines.
The theme.
Yeah, I'm not that kind of person, but it doesn't appeal to me
cat
enough.
guy yet.
Well, I will be one day. But
one day.
I like the cutthroat nature. It wasn't heavy, but it was definitely like apparent. We were there. There was it was only us three playing, but it goes up to I think 6. I think that would be a little chaotic with 6 players, especially with the deck being as small as it is. So
Might be a little quicker.
It'd be a lot quicker, and people would just. I don't know if you would get the satisfaction of getting a whole bunch of cats like we did in our yard. But so I can't really tell you what the gameplay would be with more players, but with 3 players like we did here, I did enjoy it. Nothing that I'm gonna go out and like crazy recommend you play like right here now, but if you do have a copy and you have I would say this is kind of like a gateway filler game. You have about 30 minutes or 25 minutes and you have a friend that likes cats, this is perfect for them. Yeah. Not a completely like gamery game, but definitely something that I'm proud to have in my library or my selection. But that's basically everything that I would say about this game. It does remind me a little bit of other games like the Castle Panic, but not so much. But it does have its own little charm. So that's what I think. Trevor, how about you? What do you want?
I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, which again, you've touched on the fact that I feel like anything even above a 6 could mean that I enjoyed it, that it was a good game. I may not want to run out and play it again. A lot of times after that initial time, but I would think anything over a 6, 6.5 is something that I at least enjoyed on some level.
Definitely.
So 7 is a solid score. I know we tend to hover around that zone unless we really love something or really hate something. I don't think I've given anything below a 5, and I think the only 5 I gave out was, but wait, there's more.
You stop talking about my game.
It just flashed on your face again.
Oh, great.
Stop talking about my game. I love that game.
I will say one thing that you touched on that I do think could be interesting, because 2 games this kind of reminds me of is Seven Wonders. And the fact that you have a lot of like interaction between neighbors and stuff like that.
Definitely neighbors,
And then also a game that I talked to him about was one of the early board games that I played, which was Asara, which has the same, you're building towers of different colors, and you get different incremental points based on how tall your towers are, how many towers you are. So it was kind of similar in that way. But I do think it could be interesting, especially with some of the cards playing with more people, because you had a lot of neighbor cards that affect like, and the thing is, like, a lot of times if I was sending, cats from one neighbor to another neighbor, a lot of times I could get it to affect me positively.
Yeah.
But if I'm playing with 6 people and I want to screw the guy across the table because
You're
he's got
not
a bunch of
gonna be able
cats,
to do
I
it.
might not be able to take his cats, but I'm
Right.
still going to take cats away from him.
Right, but not
So-
the most like beneficial for
Yeah,
you.
so
more
it
than
definitely will
advantageous.
change the dynamic of
I would play with
of
6
how
players.
how you play defensively. In this game, a lot of times when we played defensively, trying to take cats away from people, a lot of times we were able to make it help ourselves. But it was a really fun game. I do think for as small a game as it has good production quality for the most part.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed this game. It's nothing that blew me away, but I could see myself playing it again. But that's why I kind of gave it that solid 7. Nothing super great, but then again, it wasn't a bad game either. But I like the cards. Like I said, for as cute as a game as it looks like it's going to be some kiddie game.
Got some
Those
punch to
cards,
it.
man, it was like we were screwing each other over. It
Yeah.
was nasty. It got cutthroat real quick.
Really did.
Escalated quickly. But yeah, that's it for me. 7.
7.
Wow.
How about you?
My turn. So I'm gonna give this game a 6.5
Okay.
out of 10. I'm almost there with Trevor. I just feel like there's a lot of I agree a lot with what Trevor had to say. There's great aspects to the game, and I feel like there are small things that could be added to it
Yeah.
Like
that
an
might make it a little better.
expansion.
If they did do an expansion, I
Yeah.
feel like like if each player got a player character card,
With a
like
special
a crazy
power.
cat lady or a crazy cat guy.
Like you can use once a turn
Once
or
per
once a
turn.
game or something like that, like the
Yeah,
special power.
might add to it and bring it up a little bit for me.
Kind of cool.
But game wise, I feel like it was a quick game. It was a great game to play. The artwork on all the boards, I'm sure Dave's gonna go. Dave,
Already
has
did,
went
yeah.
over all of this.
Mhm.
All the boards and everything, they look great. Great artwork. The little components, the little cats in here
And they're
are
quality,
great. I mean,
man.
this is good stuff right here.
I mean,
It's
they're
not,
pretty detailed too.
Yeah, it's not horrible.
Yeah.
And the game that it reminds me of, like you guys were talking about games it reminds you of,
Yeah.
it kind of reminds me of. I know we did this review of Run Fight or Die. And you got
Oh,
that. We got that on a
how?
Kickstarter though, right?
No, we got it. I
Or-
got it from the
From
something
them.
they sent it to us.
So-
but how does this remind you of
This
Run, Fight, or
only
Die,
this
though?
only reminds me of Run Fight or Die because it's the opposite.
Oh, they're in
It is the
reverse.
complete opposite. Instead of you wanting to get what's in the middle or wanting to get them out of your board.
Yeah.
On this one, you want them. You
So-
want to do the complete
And
opposite.
you do have a player board in front of you, like in
So-
Run, Fight, or
tier
Die.
system.
Yeah, it's
Right.
the 3-tier, just like in Run Fight or Die. You
Yeah.
had the 3 tiers, right? You want to push them away.
Zombie
And
cats.
this one, you want to get them. You want all of these cats
Give
in
me those
your.
cats.
You want to get them all.
Kitty.
So I enjoyed it. The artwork's great. It was a really simple game to learn, and like Trevor and Davis said, it's a quick game for anybody to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if you go to a family function,
Yeah.
bring this game out. I feel like you
It's
could.
cute. It's appealing. It's not intimidating.
Right.
Like I couldn't believe how easily I was able to get you guys to play
Everybody
this.
picked up on it quickly.
Yeah,
so.
it's pretty easy. I will say that I don't know if the cards are overpowered, but the ones that you put into your house immediately and they are protected,
Yeah.
those are really strong cards. Though I was able to squeak out a win, even though you guys had a whole bunch.
He
of
gets to
these
talk
cards.
trash
I'm just-
about how overpowered our cards were,
Yes.
but yet gets to brag about
But
winning.
exactly, so
Not cool,
that's
man.
the reason why I
Not
say
cool.
that is I was able to compete with that.
You're
even
just
though I
that
didn't have
good.
any.
You're just that good, Dave.
The only other thing that I would say though is
What?
go over the cards, go over everything because we did run into a
Yes,
small thing
yes, that's a
where
good point.
we didn't know how one card was. The cards
Best
are very
in show.
specific.
Yeah.
They are very specific in this game, which is good. So like there was adoption cards. We
Yeah.
didn't really know how that worked out, and
Yeah.
I think Dave discarded a card that would have
Help
helped.
me.
It would have helped him, but
And there's
hurt
only
me.
one in there. That
Yeah,
was,
That was the only one.
So,
So
but all in
yeah.
all, I love this game.
Yeah.
I would play it again.
Yeah, I would too. Like with the rules, though, I mean, having some of the rules on the cards instead of on the rule book, yeah, that was kind of irritating. I didn't like that. But that's a minor quibble. Nothing earth-shattering for us, but we all seem to have liked it.
Yeah,
Boys,
enjoyed it.
do you want
And
to
if
add
you played it
anything else?
if you played it a few times, I think you would pick up on that stuff.
Yeah, well, of course, with anything you build strategy,
You're right.
you would become the crazy cat
The
lady if
crazy,
you
yeah.
continuously play this game. But do you
Yeah.
have anything else you want to kind of?
I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
Is that who knows whatever group you're playing with, you're gonna play. There's lots of different people that like to play different types of games, and this might be a type of game that you want to make a fixture
No.
at a game night, and that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, totally.
And I think that's actually cool because I think after a certain point, you're going to memorize that deck. You're going to know how many cards of this
Yeah,
type are
what's
in there.
gonna
You're going to
come
know
up.
what type of cards there are to anticipate coming up. So I think it plays a lot differently once you played it 4 or 5 or 6, 7 times.
So you're saying there is decent replayability.
Oh,
I think so,
totally.
Yeah, so good replayability, good production, some solid gameplay, all around, a good midway score from all of us here at GameVine. So thank you so much for watching today's video, everyone. We do appreciate it. If you are a new viewer, thank you so much. Please click like and subscribe at the end of the video because it helps us grow. Now, if you are a repeat watcher, well, like I say every time, you are the lifeblood. Thank you so much for the continuing support. We will not be able to continue to do this without you. But until the next time that we see you, I've been Dave.
Trevor.
Chris.
And have a great rest of your day and a great time with all the kitties that you play with.
Bing, bang, pew.
Bye, everybody.
Yes.
Meow.
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 Meow. Oh, we should
Oh,
do
meow.
that. Meow.
Right, meow?
Come on,
We should
meow.
just write
Yeah,
meow.
come on, meow.
Come on, meow.
Everyone knows what that's from.
Let's play another game, meow.
That's
Meow?
staying. Yeah,
Let's
that's
do it
staying in
now.
the video. This is staying in the video.
Did I
Bye,
say
guys.
meow?